So the iPhone 17 launch event was today, and Apple made some interesting choices for their new phones. We have the new cosmic orange color for the iPhone 17 Pro, and kind of on the fence about that color. But it also comes in safer colors of blue and silver. There were lots of other products mentioned, and of course the stock took a nice good dip after the event was over. Hey everyone, Tech Dad here, and I had mixed feelings about this event. Some things I thought were really cool and fun to see, and then there were some other things that I thought were just kind of weird. I think Apple made some really good breakthroughs, had some really emotional moments in this video, and then they had some things about their products that just made me really confused and scratch my head. So we got to talk about that. So in this video, I want to break down the coolest things I saw in the iPhone 17 launch event, and then I also want to talk about the weirdest things that I saw. And then at the end, we'll give a little consensus, and I'll talk about why I think Wall Street reacted so negatively to this event. All right. Let's get into it. Okay, so one of the coolest products that I thought they launched was actually the AirPods Pro 3. They preached this as the must-have upgrade, and actually, I kind of bought into that. Now, currently I have the AirPods 3 model. So these are missing the active noise cancellation that AirPods Pro are supposed to have, and they're just supposed to fit better in your ears. So first of all, they said they've improved the noise cancellation features. So that must be really nice if you can put your AirPods in and you're not hearing everything else that's going on around you. You just got that good music or that video and you're undisturbed. I really want to try that feature. These new AirPods also have these new earbud fittings. So they're supposed to fit in your ear a lot better and give you some customization, which I think is really awesome because when I work out in these AirPods, they fall out a lot. They just don't quite fit my ear right. So I'm actually really excited to try out the Pro version so I can see if I can get a fit for my ear where they don't fall out. They're supposed to be longer battery life, and there's this new translation feature. And so I'm an adult education teacher, and I teach to students who are trying to learn English. And I think these would be so powerful to use in that use case, especially for my students that are on a lower English level. I think it's really going to improve learning. Or this technology might eliminate the need for my class altogether. We'll have to see what happens. So I actually went ahead and pre-ordered those AirPods. You can order those as of today, and they're available September 19th. So if you want the AirPods Pro 3, get them now. All right, the next product that was talked about is the Apple Watch, and I have nothing really to say about the upgrades of Apple Watch, but I absolutely loved that emotional segment where they showed how people have used the Apple Watch and how it has actually saved their life. I almost teared up during that section. It was so emotional. There was this guy that they showed that had had a stroke, and the Apple Watch alerted 911 and they were able to come and give him assistance. That was a beautiful story. There were folks on there that were motivated to lose weight, and those are always super motivating stories to hear. It's so hard to stick with exercise, and I love to hear stories about where people overcome that challenge. There was another guy with a collapsed lung that had been saved. I mean, all kinds of really good emotional stories where Apple Watch helped out. That was my favorite part about Apple Watch for sure, and one of my favorite parts of the whole event. But concerning upgrades, nothing really cool, except now I think they can read your blood pressure, which is pretty nice for a guy in his mid-40s who has high blood pressure. Okay, next came the iPhones, and my favorite product of the day was the iPhone Air by far. I absolutely love its slim, futuristic design. It looked so good. The color choices were good as well. They've got that sky blue, which I'm totally going for, by the way. And it also comes with Pro features like the A19 Pro chip. So you're going to have a really powerful phone. They brag about the battery life, and it looks like they've improved the screen quality quite a bit. So now you have 120 hertz refresh rate, which is going to make that phone look super smooth. In fact, that screen is in all the iPhone models, it looks like. And they're bragging about having up to 3K nits of brightness when need be. So I'm interested to see how that works. That is some sick in the head brightness. There's also a shield on both sides of the phone. So they talked like both sides are made of glass, kind of, sort of. They use this scratch resistant shield, and it's going to be on both sides of the phone. So that should make the phone more durable. The only thing I didn't like about the Air was that they did sacrifice on camera somewhat. Apple went on and said, yeah, it's still got a 48 megapixel camera, and it's kind of like two cameras wrapped into one, but I really think the Pro is going to have much better options for cameras. Now, they actually did improve the front camera as well, and so they did something cool where you don't have to turn your phone to different orientations if you want to get a landscape shot or a portrait shot. I think that is pretty darn awesome, and it's going to be very useful. That works for both photos and videos. So as far as just looks and just design, I love the iPhone Air. I think that's going to lead the way in future generations of iPhones. Okay, next, let's talk about the weirdest things that I saw, and it is definitely the iPhone 17 Pro. So I honestly thought that there were a lot of weird things about this phone. So first of all, the color choices are just not good. They've got this cosmic orange. I'm not sure what they were going for there. I'm not sure that's a flagship phone color. Can't decide if I love it or hate it though, and honestly, I like things that stand out. So if I do get the Pro, I'm probably going to go with that color. The other color choices were a little safer. They do have a deep blue version. It's okay, but I don't know. I'd have to see it in person to really know. And then they have a safe color of silver. But there was also no black option, which is an option that I go with almost every time I get an iPhone upgrade. Black is safe. It looks sleek. It looks professional. I'm a little surprised they didn't have that in the Pro lineup. Okay, next, a lot went into the phone about how it heats up because it's so powerful and has this powerful A19 Pro chip in it. So they went on about this new cooling system. They said that it's made of aluminum because that helps disperse heat a lot better than titanium. So we no longer have the Pro lines with titanium, although the Air is made of titanium. I found that interesting. But what I don't understand is that the Air and the Pro have the same chip in them, so why is the Air not going to heat up? If they have the same processor, I would think they would generate a similar amount of heat, but yet the Pro has all these other features in it to disperse heat. So I don't know. That just confused me. I just thought that was a little weird. I'll do some more research on that and see if I can figure that out. Okay, so let's summarize this event. Let's talk about Wall Street's reaction to it. So why does the stock drop about 1.5% after this event? Well, Wall Street's looking for AI, and that is something that Apple is lagging behind on. So you see NVIDIA, you see Google, you see Microsoft, you see Meta. They're all pumping out their AI efforts. And Apple seems to just be lagging behind in this field, and that's what's really innovative right now. And so investors aren't really sold on this incremental changes to the iPhone. That may just not be enough anymore to drag in the big money in investing. But fear not, I hear that Apple is going to come up with some pretty radical changes over the next couple years for their iPhone. We should see a foldable iPhone, and I hear they're going to make one completely out of glass for the 20th anniversary edition. We'll see. I think Apple's pretty darn innovative and will continue to come out with impressive products and technology. All right, let me know what you thought of the Apple event and what you think of these new iPhones and products. Leave a comment below. That's all I got for you. If you like this sort of content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.